Speaking of the roadways, nails on the highway. It sounds scary, and that's what drivers were dealing with yesterday on US 131 in Grand Rapids. Around 6 o'clock Friday, a pickup truck pulling a trailer, tool crib, couldn't stop in traffic on northbound 131 just south of 28th Street. Police say the driver swerved to miss other cars, hit one, and then collided with a semi. The impact then caused the tool crib to tip and spilled thousands of nails on the highway. 131 was closed down to one lane, but it was cleared after an hour or so. Thank you, Tim. A man from Sturgis is in jail after sheriff's deputies caught him with meth-making equipment in a motel room. Narcotics officers had a search warrant for the room at the Country Hearth Inn yesterday. That's where they found 2 inactive meth labs along with the stuff to make more meth. The 43-year-old from Sturgis was currently on parole for meth use. Deputies arrested him without any problems. He could be charged with operating and maintaining a meth lab, possession of methamphetamine, and maintaining a drug house. Michigan State Police are recommending a charge of first-degree criminal sexual conduct be filed against a Kalamazoo County Sheriff's deputy. This comes after accusations of a sexual assault at the county jail. MSP began investigating the case earlier this summer at the request of the sheriff's office. According to the Kalamazoo County prosecutor, the case was submitted to them on Friday, the name of the deputy not being released until the charges have been formally filed. Family and friends will get together this afternoon to remember CMU student Kelly Marcados. Her funeral will be 11 a.m. at Langland and Sternberg Funeral Home in Holland. Roommates found the 22-year-old unresponsive Tuesday morning in her off-campus apartment. If you want to do something in memory of Kelly, you can donate to the Lakeshore Habitat for You. A motorcyclist suffered serious injuries after he crashed his bike Saturday in Georgetown Township, that's in Ottawa County. The Sheriff's Department says the rider was headed east in the 3000 block of Fillmore Avenue when he lost control around a curve and hit a guardrail. The rider was taken to a Grand Rapids hospital and is listed in critical condition. In lighter news, it's become a rite of passage for Hope College freshmen. Get to campus, get ready for classes, and then get out and help.
And for the 13th year.
That they only had one #1 song
really?
in the country.
It?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of good songs.
I know what we're going to be for Halloween on Ionia.
Yeah?
ABBA.
Well,
does that mean I have to play Bjorn and Bjorn?
Mm-hmm. Bjorn and Bjorn.
We could bring Nick along. He could be the other Bjorn.
Nick could be the other one.
I want to be the good Bjorn, though.
I don't know what that means.
They're Swedish. They're all named Bjorn.
Oh. I'll wake up here eventually.
You should wake up because it's 6:29.
We're almost 6:30 this
That's
morning.
right.
New this morning, residents are back home after an apartment fire in Ashtimo Township. The department says they were called out to a building on Coddington Lane around 12:30 this morning. According to firefighters, the fire was caused by unattended smoking and it only affected one apartment. Everyone was evacuated as a precaution, but they are now back home. The fire department says they had the flames out in just a few minutes after arriving on the scene. The resident whose apartment caught fire was treated for smoke inhalation. That music can mean only one thing. Week 2, the football blitz is in the books. In case you missed last night's show on Fox 17, let's take a look at some of the games that had the best highlights, starting with our game of the week. #2, Muskegon at #1, GR Christian. No score. Late second quarter, Eagles are on the 2. Malik McLaughlin taking it, going right up the middle for the touchdown. Extra point is no good. Christian up 6-0 at the half. Third quarter, after a Christian fumble, Deshaun Thrower keeping it on the ground on the left side, running tough, 5-yard touchdown, 7-6 Big Reds. Very next play from scrimmage, Tyler Sigler picked off John Hall, pick 6. He's going to the house. Muskegon increases the lead to 14-6. GR Christian turns it over again on their next possession. Thrower cashes in again. Bulldozes a defender. 15-yard touchdown, 21-6 Muskegon. Later in the third, Thrower. He's a runner. Running right. 24 yards this time. He had 4 rushing. Touchdown. Muskegon beats Grand Rapids Christian. They'll be a new Blitz #1, 35-13 final. Zeeland East and Zeeland West. This year, the Ducks are the home team. Remember, they share a stadium. Here we go. Handoff right here, going around the right side. It is Corey Westra. East is up 10. Well, they're up even more. Chicks 31-14 after that long touchdown run. Zeeland West gets the ball back. Casey Brinks, quarterback keeper, left side, 54 yards. They're not going to catch him. They're not even going to touch him. After yet another Ducks touchdown, they have a chance to take the lead. Danny Bauder going outside. They must have seen something on the left side there. 2-point conversion after the touchdown is good. It's 44-37 Zeeland West. 3 minutes left. Dylan Dykstra back to pass. Feeling pressure. Rolls to his left. Finds Corey Westra. Oh, nobody's anywhere around him. And John Shillito not going to be happy with that tackling. Shakes 3 guys en route to the end zone. PAT is good. They're going to overtime, tied at 44. After West fails to score on their possession, it's 3rd and 2 for East. Spencer Viening, watch him break tackles here. They got him behind the line once. They got him behind the line twice. But he's going to break the goal line. That's your winning touchdown. 50-44. Zeeland East wins it in overtime. West Catholic and Comstock Park, second quarter. Comstock Park up 12-7. Travis Russell. Byron Pello picks it off, and he's going back to the 20. That leads to a Pat Naughton 4-yard touchdown. 19-7 Comstock Park at the break. Third quarter, West Catholic coming back. Russell scrambles, finds Drake Wooten. Beautiful pass, even better with the footwork, getting it in for the touchdown. 19-14. The field goal attempt for Comstock Park is blocked there. West Catholic gets the ball, leads to this fourth quarter 10-yard rocket to Mitch Stanizek. West Catholic is in front by 1 now. The Panthers come right back. Jake Bush, 1-yard plunge, 2-point conversion is good. Comstock Park up 27-20. They win at 39-20 over West Catholic. Constantine and Schoolcraft. Schoolcraft ready for the second half, down 1. But on the doorstep, Tom Hurst calling his own number, heads for the corner of the end zone. Schoolcraft now 29-22 after the 2-point conversion. Fourth quarter, Constantine is knocking. Justin Hill heads for the corner, and he gets 6. They'd be down 1 after a missed conversion, 29-28. Constantine midfield, bobbled snap, it's rolling around. Brennan Vaughn comes up with the ball for the turnover, and they would make him pay. Hurst, quick drop, throwing to Vaughn. He goes 47 yards for the touchdown. Schoolcraft 37-28. And finally, Pink Arrow Pride in Lowell taking on Hubbard High School from Chicago. Remember, wearing pink uniforms with the names of cancer survivors on the back. Pink Arrow's knocking on the door on the first possession. Kevin Stringer calls his own number, takes it in for the touchdown. Lowell wins 49-12. They are undefeated in Pink Arrow games, and they have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you want to see more Blitz highlights, just go to fox17online.com and click on the Blitz page. That it is, Mike and Sarah. We've lost Kelly. She's somewhere in the crowd you see behind me. This is Grand Rapids Christian coach Don Fellows. 2 weeks in a row, game of the week. You like the pressure, you like the attention, I would have to imagine.
Well, I think it's great for our student body. It's great for our kids to play in this kind of environment, and there's no better place to play high school football than West Michigan.
And there's no bigger program than Muskegon in the sense 17 state titles, one of the top 15 programs of all time win-wise. What does it mean to test yourself against them? You're number 1 in our poll, they're number 2.
Well, you know, first of all, I coached and taught at Muskegon High back in the day, so I have a lot of respect and love for that program and those folks there at Muskegon High.
Morning, Mike and Sarah. President Obama left Sweden just over an hour ago. He is now headed to Russia for the G20 Economic Summit, but it's Syria that's expected to dominate the discussion among world leaders in St. Petersburg. Mr. Obama will meet Vladimir Putin today. Long a supporter of Syria, Putin has said he would now back military intervention there if he sees proof that the Syrian government was behind a reported chemical weapons attack last month. Syria also dominating the talk here at home. A Senate committee voted 10-7 to set a 60-day limit on U.S. military involvement there with the possibility of a 30-day extension. That resolution also bars U.S. troops from being on the ground in Syria. The House, however, could be a rougher go for the Obama administration, with Secretary of State John Kerry experiencing some pushback in his appearance in front of lawmakers yesterday.
What are the chances of escalation? Are different scenarios accounted for? If our credibility is on the line now, as is argued, what about if Assad retaliates?
And the Russian government is also trying to influence American lawmakers in D.C. A delegation from the Russian parliament wants to meet with their American congressional counterparts before they vote on potential military action. Speaker of the House John Boehner has already said no thanks to a meeting. Live in the newsroom, Tim Doty, Fox 17 News. Good morning, Sarah. The Environmental Protection Agency has proposed putting a cap on the 80-acre site in the middle of a large Kalamazoo neighborhood. But some, including Congressman Fred Upton, want more done. They want all of the toxins cleaned out of the area. The site of the old Allied paper mill is fenced off currently. There are signs warning of PCB contamination. Not good when an aquifer that provides drinking water to more than 100,000 people is directly below that site. The Kalamazoo River Cleanup Coalition and former Kalamazoo Public Services Director Bruce Merchant have led the campaign to get the toxins cleaned out. And Congressman Upton is on board as well. He's chair of the House Energy and Commerce Committee and will appear at tonight's event. It's called Clean Up, Not Cover Up. It starts at 6:30 at Bell's Eccentric Cafe in Kalamazoo. That's located on East Kalamazoo Avenue. They have live music, and the speakers then start at 7:30. Everything should wrap up by 10:30 p.m. According to the EPA, a cap on the site would cost about $36 million, while estimates of cleanup costs vary from around $120 million to more than $335 million. A cleanup would also take several years to finish up. Live in the studio, Tim Doty, Fox 17 News.
Well, good morning, Mike and Sarah. We are live at Grand Rapids Christian High School. The Eagles are out in full force. We got a Blitz pep rally going.
We do. They're excited. They're out here this morning. We brought out the Science Olympiad. We have theater and even forensics. So they're excited. We've got Krispy Kreme over here. We're loading them up with sugar.
It's not just us. They are getting fed by being here. In addition to the Science Olympiad and the theater department, we're going to be talking with Coach Don Fellows and some of the Eagles players previewing tonight's big game against Muskegon. But that's not all we're covering on the Blitz tonight. Take a look at some of these other games on the docket. It's the Blitz battle between Zeeland East and Zeeland West. East Kentwood against East Grand Rapids. We've got Chicago Hubbard against Lowell. That's the annual Pink Arrow Pride game. We'll have highlights of that, as well as Oak Ridge, Montague, Hudsonville, and Reese Puffer, and a whole lot more. That's coming up on the Blitz starting at 10:30, a full hour. But before then, Kelly and I are getting you ready for the pep rally. We'll be back in just a bit talking Eagle football and a whole lot more. Mike and Sarah.
Wow, is that not awesome? Listen to that.
Can you please ask them what they had for breakfast?